Hi guys, welcome back. This is the frozen Midwest of the United States where today it feels like -5 outside, so I am going to hibernate inside and I figure I'll do a tag. So I was tagged to do the Nosey Librarian Tag. I was tagged by Joe over at Retired Book Nerd, and the tag was created by Adrian over at Strip Cover Lit. If you guys haven't checked out the channel, Strip Cover Lit is created by Adrian Fort and Dalton Gentry. Really great channel. They have all sorts of things going on there, from poetry reading to real detailed book reviews. They've got Variety Hour where they just kind of talk about whatever happened during their day, and they've even started vlogging, which is pretty fun. But they've really upped their content for this year, so every day they are putting out another video. So go ahead and check them out. It's a relatively short tag, some like 9-10 questions, so let's go ahead and get started. First one, what has been the most influential library in your life? For me, I think that's probably the very first library in my town that I live in. It has moved 3 times, gotten a little bit bigger each time, but the very first one, which was situated kind of next door to my middle school, it's within biking distance of my home, although a bit far, but still not bad. I used to have to go past that when I was going to softball practice, and I could stop in anytime I wanted to and pick up books. I didn't have books at home other than the occasional ones I would pick up at like the Scholastic book sale. So it was a really good opportunity to be able to just look around and pick up anything I wanted to. I mean, there was the school library for sure, but that particular library in my village just kind of stands out for the most for me. Number 2, honest assessment. What will they title your biography? I thought A Life Between Pages pretty much suits it. I've been in book sales for 34 years. I get my most enjoyment out of reading books. I spend a lot of time reading. Outside life is kind of relatively uninteresting, I'd say. So yeah, I think most of my life has been between the pages. Number 3, the story from your life that you most hope your librarian never finds out. I never knew any of my librarians personally. I wouldn't really care if they found out anything. There's nothing really salacious in my life. And besides, aren't librarians supposed to be quiet by nature? Number 4, what's your favorite word? The first thing that popped into my head was waffle. And I don't mean this kind. I mean the kind the British people seem to use the term waffling when you just kind of chatter on incessantly. I just seem to like that. I like the reference to that, just waffling or waffle. Number 5, 3 weird things of which you are afraid and 1 way which you would prefer not to die. I mean, I'm afraid of the kind of typical things: snakes, spiders, deep bodies of water, because I can't swim. But in terms of weird ones, the first one that popped in my head was swings. And I don't mean your typical back and forth swings, you know, at the park. I'm talking about the ones like at amusement parks that have tons of swings on them, and they raise you way up into the air, and then it starts to spin, and you're swinging out almost horizontally. I was on one of those and just kind of had a bit of a panic attack and wanted off immediately. Well, you can't just drag your feet like you can at your local swings at the park. You know, you have to wait till the ride ends and brings you back down to earth, and that just freaked me out. After I was on one of those, my brother was visiting one day, and we went down to like the park in town, and there's this one swing that we used to go on as kids, and I used to love it. It was a single pole with 2 swings on it. And one person would sit on the swing, and the other person would grab their swing and the pole and kind of go around in a circle till they got that other swing moving pretty fast. And then when it got up to just the right speed, you would hop on your swing, and suddenly the 2 swings are going around. Kind of like that amusement one. Well, I had gone on that one just for fun to see what it was like, and I had one of those panics, and I literally jumped off in mid-flight. So good thing I didn't do that at the amusement park, or, you know, you wouldn't be watching this video right now. The other one, another weird, I guess, thing that I'm afraid of, I don't know this word, but it just freaks me out, is having something stuck on my skin, like tape or stickers or the remnants of bandages. The bandages themselves is okay, but you know when you peel off a bandage and it kind of breaks off and leaves a bit stuck on there, I've got to get that off immediately because I feel like it's going to be stuck on my skin forever. And so I'm just like, get off, you know, it's just, I've got to get it off immediately. The other part of the question is 1 way which you would prefer not to die. That would be drowning, because again, I can't swim, and just see deep bodies of water, I just kind of freak out. Number 6, your favorite book as a grade schooler. I don't know if any one particular book stands out. More of a series, I would say, that I really enjoyed reading was the Encyclopedia Brown series, which was like a mystery series that you had to solve, and the answer was kind of at the back, and I just had a lot of fun with those, so that would be my answer for that one. Just a weird off-the-wall question here. Number 7, what have your interactions with the police been like? What do you get up to over there, Adrian? I pretty much okay. I mean, I studied Taekwondo alongside some police officers. There was a police officer that I have seen since I started work at B. Dalton. When that store closed, he shopped at Barnes & Noble on a regular basis. Then I left that one. Now he shops at Half Price Books. Real nice guy. My dad, when he was in his construction business, his former business partner was also the former chief of police of the town we lived in. So we had a lot of interactions with police there. The only bad interaction I had is the time I got a speeding ticket in a school zone. And I totally dispute that. Give you the scenario. There's a posted speed limit going through the street at 35 miles an hour. And then you come across this sign that says 20 miles per hour school zone on school days when children are present. No flashing lights at this particular one, because obviously if there's a flashing light, it's automatically in effect. According to the rules of the road, that 20 miles per hour on school days when children are present means when they are in close enough proximity to traffic to present a hazard. I was pulled over going 30 miles an hour, so 5 miles below the normal posted speed limit. There were no children present in the area. I mean, literally the school was 300 yards away on the other side of a pond, and it was 3 o'clock. School was just getting out. So I don't even understand why I was pulled over, but in the instance when it happened, I was so freaked out. None of this occurs to me to say, hey, look, there's nobody here. In fact, another police officer who sits in the crosswalk in his car waiting for the kids to come out was still in his car. He comes out to talk to the other officer saying, why did you pull her over? Oh, she was speeding in the school zone. You know, so he had some question about it too. But again, none of this occurred to me to stop and question this officer at that moment. So of course, you get the ticket. It's a mandatory court date. So I had to go to court. You meet the prosecutor and he pulls you aside and says, okay, here's the situation. If you plead guilty, you'll get a 1-year probation. If you get no ticket, it'll just drop off. It won't even be on your record anymore. You just have to pay court costs. Okay. If you plead not guilty and you're found guilty, not only will you have to still pay the court costs, but you'll have your license suspended for 3 months. Well, I couldn't risk that. That just freaked me out right away. I just said, well, then I have to plead guilty. So that still to this day pisses me off because I don't think I deserved that ticket. I mean, I had already dropped my speed also to be cautious. I wasn't like I was still doing the 35. I still was cautious. I slowed down. There was nobody there. But that was the one instance that was bad. Number 8, all-time favorite book cover. I don't know, I may have come across other ones that I've since forgotten, but the one that I'm currently really loving is this one here, the Barnes & Noble Classic Edition of Jurassic Park. I just love the stark colors, the red, white, and black. It's my 3 favorite color combinations. I didn't realize I was still wearing that. The dinosaur on the cover, I love the texture of it. It's kind of got these like raised surfaces and recessed surfaces. The back is super cool. And yeah, I just love everything about this one. Number 9, how many places have you lived? Relatively boring, just 2. And number 10, it says to tag 11 booktubers. I'm not going to pick 11. I don't even know who I'm going to tag. I think a lot of people have already done it. And the other part of it is to compliment Stripcover Lit, which I already have at the beginning of this video. Definitely check them out and check out Jo at Retired Book Nerd. She has already obviously done the tag. If I think of anybody I'm going to tag, I'll put them down in the description section. Otherwise, consider yourself tagged, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.